are aroused. I haven't seen people so aroused in a very, very long time.
Do not come. Do not come.
Hello, everybody. Hey. Welcome to the Punch Up Pod with Lila and Pat. Happy Sunday, shit show. How are you, Pat?
Oh, the shittiest shit show. There's
a lot of shit. There's a lot of shit going on. It's I don't know. They still haven't found the actual culprit, or maybe there's more than one culprit for the explosive diarrhea cases. The psoriasis. No, what is it? I don't know. Disgusting.
It's cyclo something. That's all I remember.
Cyclopsoriasis. Yes.
The good news is I don't have that. So let's go. That's a win.
Cyclosporiasis. Thank you, Hope. Yes.
Yeah.
And no, it's explosive. It's more Jackson Pollocky, apparently. Not it is figurative, not literal. Yes. Thank you. Hello. Hey, Jason, just saying hi. Myra, good to see you. Holly, Sunday fun day. That picture is only slightly edited from the real picture that we all remember. Was that from 2017 when Trump first got to office?
Oh, I don't even remember anymore.
Just awful. Hi, Zizu. Wally says that you're 30 seconds late. I have to say
maybe 5 seconds, maybe.
My Mossad Fitbit that I got, 10 years ago, is now a different time from my Mossad Apple computer. So they're keeping us on our toes, apparently. Hi, Kimiko and Carl, Gwen, who said hello, and the Runs loves the shit shows. Splashkin Burger. We got Justin. Said hi to Jason. All right. And Hope. All right. Oh, H299. Hello. Hi, Jerry and Dana. Once I start, I gotta keep going. Yeah.
While we're doing it, I got to shout out the people I was just working for, fans of the show. Donnie and his wife, who I just came from doing a side gig for Donnie, who's a supporter, and his wife. And Donnie. They were the most wonderful people, super nice.
Miss Donnie.
I was telling Lila this story, but they live fairly close. And she's been following me back to like 10 years ago or something. And at one point I was live streaming from a bar saying I'm about to get in a fight with some Nazis.
As one does.
And she's like, Donnie, you got to drive up there. Help Pat out. He's going to get in a fight. And he didn't come. So I don't know. But anyway, that's really sweet. They were really nice people.
That's awesome. Well, cheers to them. Hello.
Cheers.
Hello. All right. Well, let's just get right into it. Speaking of, people showing solidarity in the face of Nazi force. This was in Grayslake Village, Illinois, which is, I guess, right outside of Chicago. And there was a town hall where people were trying to speak out against the data centers that, their city council had agreed to erect, despite the protests of the citizens. And watch how this woman is supported to block an arrest.
There's still time.
It is about something much bigger. Whether the people of Grayslake can trust decisions affecting their homes, their environment, their future, being made openly, honestly, and meaningful public transportation. Or public involvement, sorry. Transparency is not a courtesy, it is your responsibility. People should never have to file for us. Understand what is happening in their own community. They should never discover major projects notice should be meaningful, not simply the minimum required by law. Every one of you took an oath to serve the people of this village. That means welcoming questions, encouraging participation, and earning trust, not expecting residents to simply give it. People can forgive disagreements, they can forgive difficult decisions, but they don't forgive feeling their voices never mattered. In the end, your legacy will not be measured by the number of projects you approve. They will be measured by whether the people you elected to serve should trust in you at all.
You're good. Calm down. You're good now.
Right now, that trust is fractured, and I leave you with one question. What are you going to earn? What are you going to do to earn that trust back?
Look at how that community came together to prevent the arrest. It's pretty amazing. You're muted.
That should be the norm from now on.
Yeah.
You know, we go to these things, we all just stand around and just make a fucking circle and say, you're going to arrest me. You're going to kick the guy with the cane. You're going to kick the cane out of his hand.
By the way, yes. I mean, I could see them doing that. I could see them doing all of it.
But
so it still takes, I think, tremendous courage for all of them to do that. But yeah, it's amazing. Like, you know, at the beginning of a lot of the ICE protests, there were, and I mean, you know, George Floyd, all of these different protests, there have been groups of people who keep talking about, like, don't just go get arrested. That actually doesn't do anything. Work with your community to de-arrest, like to unarrest the person, to make sure it doesn't happen, because nothing good comes out of that. It's just, it's so beautiful to see that. Yeah,
absolutely. And you make a good point that you are at risk still. So they are brave. Did you see that kid that just got arrested? Same kind of situation. And they had warned the audience don't clap, the don't clap guy. Yeah. Yep. And he got arrested and dragged out.
Yeah. I pulled it, but I think we're not showing it just because, I mean, but like, yeah, he's 37-year-old history teacher or something, you know, and they said, don't clap. No more clapping. Next person will be arrested for clapping at a town hall where the elected representatives are supposed to hear from their community.
And the clip, you know, it wasn't like even, I don't think it was even an intentional, like, oh, I just want to violate the rule, because he was just inspired and she had just finished speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just went like, almost like, oh, I just messed up.
Yeah.
And then he's getting dragged out of the fucking place.
I mean, it's just so clear that it's to discipline everybody. I mean, truly, like, you know, I'm seeing if I can find it. I mean, it's not that exciting of a video, but I mean, I have it, but I don't know. Anyway, it's just, I mean, the way they are treating citizens, tax-paying citizens, right? Like, it is, they really want us to know that they have no tolerance and we have no rights. Like, they're taking away our right to protest. That's what's really happening.
And this is happening from the city council, who's supposed to represent us. They're not appointed for some greater global interest or something. Like, they're literally our local leaders.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it is
with names and addresses and hobbies and friends and places they like to eat at, and we should get to know them all.
Yes, absolutely. And the city council people from Grays Lake, is that what I said? Grays Lake Village. Underneath the video that I found online, there is a list of all those people's phone numbers, of the city council members, their phone numbers, and I don't know, a little background information. I don't know if it says where they like to eat, but that should be all of those things. Where do they go to the gym? Where do they hang out with their fancy friends? Yes. Yeah, it's really gross. All right, let's enough is enough. Let's find a moment of joy.
Do it.
A little moment. Ooh, that sounds very loud. All right. We got puppets.
Let's go with the eek eek cats. I love my cat. My outdoor cat loves to do the eek eek for birds and things.
Okay. That's so cute. We had 2 cats for years, and I don't remember either one of them doing that. That's so cute. I love it. Nope.
It's a hunter thing, and they think most people think it's and I think Strike just heard the eek eeks.
Oh, that's so funny.
But I think they think it's mimicry, like to try to get the bird to come over, like it's sort of a birdish sounding thing or something. But Pablo will stare and just do the eek eeks out the window.
That's so cute.
For like an hour.
That's so cute. And look, H2 says that the dog is looking for the cats that the dog just heard. And Jay says that, I don't know if that's your cat or dog, came to investigate the audio. That's so funny. I love it. I love it. I forgot to tell everybody, I forgot what our normal thing was to say, hey, please do like and subscribe and smash that notification bell. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's really cute. That's adorable. All right. We're about to get to the non-adorable stuff. I just have to say that with an administration that is so brutal and so Gestapo-like and is trying to criminalize journalists, anybody on the left as jihadists, terrorists, the fact that Democrats are piling on to any of these left-wing, primary challengers is just, it's so illustrative of who they really are, right? And the way they treat Mamdani, I mean, we're about to see, but it's just disgusting. So somebody's going to get killed. I mean, truly.
They are. And this comes on the back of all this big tent stuff and why we got to support all these corporate right wingers everywhere. Yeah. But like the people that want to get us healthcare and, that the public loves, like the tent isn't big enough for the popular people.
Yeah. Well, they keep saying like, oh, popular with Democratic base, but not in the general, well, it's one thing if it happens in New York and then a little pocket in Colorado. I mean, and then a little thing maybe in Maine and a little and they keep saying and a little and a little. It's like, well, I mean, that sounds like the whole fucking country. Like, what do you want from people? Somebody like Amy McGrath who keeps losing, a right-wing Trump Democrat. Right. Like, what are you doing?
Well, and they don't really have the case studies that show that these are failing policies in these red wing areas.
Nope.
And they have the opposite. We have victories of these leftist policies winning in purple/red districts.
Yes, absolutely. And, the media, I know we all know, but the manufacturing of consent, even talking, I'm sorry, but like talking about Graham Plattner and saying, it was just one, horrific scandal after another. And for them, the horrific scandals until the allegation from the one ex-girlfriend of date rape, which if true is horrific, but the scandals that they are talking about were like drudged up old Reddit posts. Some of them weren't really even scandalous. And the Nazi tattoo, which horrible. But again, they're not talking about the stuff that made him, unattractive to some of us on the left. And it's all so ginned up. They'll ignore all the scandals of all of their corporate, Democrats. But anyway, I know we all know this. It's just so upsetting because it just never ends. So the latest thing was, I think it was on either Wednesday or Thursday, and we showed Mayor Mamdani's speech about how he had explored, or he had his legal counsel explore the legal avenues if he would, if there were any possibility that he had the jurisdiction to arrest Netanyahu when he comes to New York. And he was told, no, you can't. But he still said, I think he has committed genocide. He is wanted by the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice. And somebody should arrest him so we can show that we are a nation of laws and we do not condone genocide. And even though a lot of people on the left were upset that he had run on saying, I'm going to arrest Netanyahu, and then now pulled back, the truth is on the middle all the way to the right, they were furious. How could he say that? Who does he think he is? He's not the president sitting there at a table and addressing the nation. And people were furious about it. The next day, he talked about visiting a Palestinian who was being given, I think, asylum, and it has an amputation. So he talked about this on Thursday.
Yesterday, I was on Staten Island for a meeting with faith leaders, and a young man from Gaza attended that meeting as part of an organization that houses refugees on Staten Island. He did not have one of his arms. He was one of the many children that have been maimed by this genocide. I think that is quite serious. I think there are tens of thousands, I do not think, I know, there are tens of thousands of children who have been maimed, who have been forced to undergo operation without anesthesia. And when we speak about the more than 70,000 Palestinians that have been killed, we know that likely that number is even higher, and yet we do not even know what it reaches. And also, we know that it is not a faraway issue. I have met Palestinian New Yorkers who have told me how they've spent decades in this city, building their lives, saving money to send it back home, to build a home in the village they grew up in, only to see it obliterated in an instant with an Israeli airstrike. And then that same older New Yorker tells me of how his son called him and begged him to send him money for food, that his grandchild was starving, and that he couldn't do anything about it. And so I say that this is something that has not only offended the conscience, the morals, the mere humanity of so many New Yorkers, but it has also ripped apart the lives of many who've been personally affected by it as well. And I view that as a very serious issue.
Well, the Zionists are furious. Then on, was this on Friday? Was this Friday? After stabbings, a rise in Jewish fears and questions from Mamdani. Some politicians said Mayor Zoran Mamdani's criticism of Israel had created a dangerous environment. He pushed back, condemning the stabbings of two men on the Upper West Side and defending his statements. Oh boy, what's happening with my thing? Pat, I'm having a problem here. Okay. There's no tolerance for anti-Semitism or hatred of any kind in the city. If anyone is perpetrating this kind of bigotry, that kind of hatred, they will be held fully accountable, the mayor said. The exchanges marked a highly emotional week in New York, which is home to the largest Jewish population outside Israel, and highlighted the degree to which Middle East politics had become infused into Mr. Mamdani's young mayoralty. Sorry, guys. Speaking to New York One on Friday, the mayor rejected the argument that his criticism of Israel or its leaders had anything to do with Jewish New Yorkers. Just a reminder, because it was omitted in most of that article, it was a side blurb, but the first person that man stabbed was an Asian man or Asian American. I'm not sure, but visibly Asian. But somehow that doesn't enter in, and they are, of course, saying the reports that the perpetrator said Allahu Akbar before he started stabbing.
Yeah, that one's pretty sus, considering the first guy was Asian.
Yeah, but the memo went out right away, and enough is enough was the way to end your tirade against the mayor, whom they all decided they were going to blame. Dan Goldman, I have no doubt there'll be many well-written social media posts condemning the anti-Semitic stabbings on the Upper West Side today. Stabbings. So he's including the Asian man in the stabbings and also as a Jewish man. I don't know. Very strange. And I'm sure many people's thoughts and prayers will be with the victims and their families. These statements ring hollow when so many in the city normalize anti-Semitism, including simply by associating American Jews with the actions of the Israeli government. Enough is enough. Again, Richie Torres, Dan Goldman, Senator Sam Sutton, also the Israeli foreign minister Gideon Saer, whatever, all came out to basically say that it's Mamdani's fault for talking the way he talks about Israel, criticizing that government.
Yeah. Look, we're none of us are buying this crap. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
The you're mad that the mayor's speaking the truth. That's it, right? And so if knowing the truth about what's happening over there causes some lunatics to stab people, which it doesn't seem like that even is part of it.
Yeah.
But if it did, that's a result of Israel's actions.
100%. And they know that. And somehow criticizing Israel, they want to say that if you criticize Israel, you're anti-Semitic, but at the same time say, but don't conflate all Jews with the state of Israel, which Zohar Mamdani has never done, to my knowledge, ever. And, before we get into all the disgusting media, rants against Zoran, just as a reminder, this happened, July 15th, 11 days ago. 11 days ago, Peter Michael Larson, a Trump-loving terrorist, stabbed brother Sohail more than 15 times in a Utah mall after asking him if he was Muslim. So that's a direct correlation. You probably won't hear about this in the mainstream media or from your politicians enabling this bigotry every day. And the stabber guy was subdued and the Muslim man was taken to hospital where he's recovering. But 15 times, it was pretty severe. But that doesn't become, we keep hearing, and nobody should be attacked or stabbed or shot. But there have been many more attacks on Muslim Americans, like actual physical violent attacks since October 7th than on Jewish Americans.
Oh, it's not even close.
It's not even close. Well, let me just think about it for a second. There were the 3 college students who were shot, one of whom that caused him to be paraplegic, possibly quadriplegic. I know there's a huge difference, so I don't mean to make light of that. There was a little 7-year-old boy outside of Chicago who was stabbed by his landlord. There was a woman down in Texas who tried to drown 2 toddlers. There was the Mizrahi Jews who were visiting from Israel down in Florida who were shot at by a Jewish American because he thought they were Muslim because they were brown Israelis. Yeah.
But you also have to think Muslim Americans are probably more leery of the police as well. So they're not going to come forward with these cases where it's clear our whole police department and government is looking out actively for what could possibly be an anti-Semitism case. It's like. Yeah.
That said, I do want to just remind ourselves there were the 2 people in DC who were outside of the museum who were shot.
Yeah.
And there was also, but see, I think this is different anyway, but there were the Democratic state representatives in Minnesota, but that I think was a Trump person. One of them happened, I think, possibly to be Jewish, but I don't think I don't even think that anybody tried to tie that. Oh, and outside of the Colorado synagogue. Yeah.
But if you think about it too, the fear is Muslims are the scary people, right? But none of these things, even the anti-Semitic alleged incidents they're not being perpetuated by Muslims.
Right. Well, yeah, I think some of them are, but some of them are against people who they see as Zionists, who also happen to be Jewish, but they weren't going to the, Jewish Voice for Peace rally. They were going to the temple where they were selling stolen land or sending money to Friends of the IDF, right? It's a more direct connection to the Holocaust that's being perpetrated, I don't know. I just
realized my name is left over.
That's Mom's son. That's so funny. Okay, so while you fix that, let's just see, because this is the most important, is to know what Bibi Netanyahu thinks about Mamdani.
He's fomenting hate. He's supposed to be the mayor of all New Yorkers, Jews, Christians, Muslims, everyone. But he's trying to turn one group against the other, and he's foisting hate and fear I speak to Jewish Americans in New York, and they're afraid right now. And I don't think it's accidental that after he made this hate speech against Israel and against me, the next day, a Jew is stabbed coming out of a synagogue. I think, and with a cry of Allah is Akbar, Allah Akbar. And you know what that means. So I think that it's shameful. This thing is very bad for New York. I think it's very bad for peace. But the answer to your question, I intend to come and speak the truth, speak for Israel and for the Israeli-American alliance from the podium of the United Nations.
Well, this is a very important point that you're making, though, because this rhetoric from Zoran Mamdani is more than just talking about Israel and a personal fight.
I mean, what Mamdani is supporting, his wife, his family, he celebrated October 7th massacre, the worst massacre against Jews since the Holocaust. He's basically supporting, he tries to say that he doesn't, but he's supporting the Hamas murderers who raped our women, then beheaded them, burnt babies alive, slaughtered our men, took innocent people hostages, 251 men, women, children, babies. That's who he's supporting. And they're the ones who are responsible for genocide. They would have killed, as their charter says, and as they themselves proclaimed, they would have killed every single Jew in Israel and every Jew in the world. So the genocide charge belongs to our enemies. What we're doing is try to fight this genocidal terrorist organization that embeds itself among civilians, prevents us from moving the civilians out of harm's way. They use gunpoint. That's where the real criminals are. But Mamdani is aligning himself with the criminals, with these murderers. But the worst thing is that he's tormenting his own citizens, his own voters. No, that is wrong. And I've been to New York so many times, Maria, over the years. I've met all the New York mayors. They all saw themselves as mayors of all New Yorkers, not pitting one part of the population against the other.
I'm so filled
What
with
a
rage.
terrible
I can barely breathe.
interview.
Just awful.
Can you fact check a single thing? You let every single talking point that's been debunked just float around there like it was the truth.
I mean
Hamas's charter does not say, it hasn't said to wipe out Israel for fucking decades.
Yep.
Right. So that's not true. There's no beheaded babies. There's no rapes. I mean, there's no evidence of it, at least.
Yep.
So can you at least bring up, well, in fairness, there's no evidence of that. Can you say that?
Well, my feeling is that if we don't get it from Jake Tapper and Dana Bash, we're definitely not getting it from Fox. That also runs shit like this. This is Sid Rosenberg, who has like the #1 morning show, radio show in New York. Also on, I think this is on Fox.
People are very nice people, but trying to talk to Mayor Mamdani is like trying to talk to the IRGC, okay? This guy is a terrorist. That's the bottom line. I'll say it. You don't want to say it. I'll say it. He's a terrorist. He's a jihadist. He hates the Jewish people. He hates America. He hates the Italian people. He hates the Irish people. He hates the German people. Unless you're Muslim, Mayor Mamdani has no use for you. He is a horrible person and maybe has perpetrated the worst American and Jewish hate in the history of this country. Those two people stabbed the other day in the Upper Side of New York City, that blood is on his hands. That blood is on your hands, Mayor Mamdani. We got to find a way to get this guy out of here. Maybe Dr. Naomi Wolf is right. Maybe that election wasn't what it looked like on paper. Maybe he really didn't win. But either way, this guy is the worst thing to happen to New York politics, maybe in the history of our state. He's a lowlife.
I mean, I think you may be a bit over your skis in labeling him a terrorist, and you're probably going to get flagged for that.
Why? Let me ask you
this, because New Yorkers elected this guy.
Who cares?
They knew everything about him before. Like, this is predictable. You talked about predictability. This is a predictable.
Griff, let me ask you this. The Hamas guys that are in Qatar right now, they've never put on an explosive vest. They've never shot anybody. Would you consider those guys terrorists? Because I would. Okay, so his ideologies are in line with the terrorists. Mahmoud Khalil is a campus terrorist. You don't have to kill somebody to be a terrorist. You have to share the ideology. That's what this guy is. He's no better than the person who actually goes and shoots somebody because he respects that person. He likes that person. That makes him one of them.
It's just remarkable that.
I mean, they are saying these horrific accusations, and they are truly incendiary. Hey, Cape Socialist. Haven't seen you in a while. I mean, it's actually, I think, really terrifying. At this point, was there one more? Yeah. Oh, because they had the End the Jew Hate rally yesterday. I think it was yesterday. So this is the president of the United Jewish Teachers. His name is Moshe Spern, saying there's blood on Mamdani's hands.
I'm in New York City! Guys, there are people who think we're crazy. There are people who think we're overreacting. There are people who think that a 2-minute video had zero impact on Thursday. Guess what? They are wrong. It started January 1st. Then he hosted Mahmoud Khalil. I'm talking about Mayor Mamdani. Posted it on his social media. That wasn't enough. St. Patrick's Day, he invokes the libel of genocide. That wasn't enough. Mamdani hosted a commercial with one of his staffers, Muhammad, wearing a keffiyeh. That wasn't enough. Mamdani continues to incite violence against us. Mamdani continues to send a message to us, to isolate us, to divide us, to make us feel separate from the rest of our communities. But guess what? But Mamdani didn't realize it wasn't just the Jewish community that got stabbed on Thursday. It was the Asian community. First they come for the Jews, then they come for everybody else. Mamdani, we declare you've got blood on your hands. Say it with me. Mayor Mamdani, we declare you've got blood on your hands. Mayor Mamdani, we declare you've got blood on your hands. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, everyone. God bless America, and God bless the state of Israel.
I mean,
Look, you're in New York.
Terrifying, right?
I mean, it's awful. It's disgusting, but all they can muster up with all the money and all the Jewish people in Israel, I mean, in New York, is 50 people for this rally. So it's not like,
I haven't seen the numbers. I hope it was that small. I mean, they make it look a little bigger with, being tight in there, but yeah.
Well, that's what I was looking at. I was looking at the spacing of the people up front, and I was like, no, it's this one locked angle with a deep cut into some shade. I think there were 50 people.
I hope so. I hope so, because that is a level of cognitive dissonance that labeling it a genocide, which I think something like 90% of genocide scholars have done, that labeling what Israel is doing a genocide is blood libel. But I love how it's like, that's blood libel. And also he was in a commercial with somebody wearing a keffiyeh. If that's not enough, it's like, wow.
Well, and he's trying to gaslight New York into thinking, oh, this anti-Semitism got an Asian person stabbed now. Aha, that's going to really bring out the, it's expanding now to Asian people because of this. So he was wrong thinking it was just the Jews, because now that an Asian person was stabbed because of what? Why did connect that to anti-Semitism?
Anti-Semitism.
Right.
Yeah. But now, listen, this is the New York Post, so kind of who cares, but also I do think, who knows if this is actually true, New York Post, but thousands of 9/11 families demand Mamdani be banned from the 25th anniversary of the ceremony. He's an unwelcome guest at Ground Zero. I mean, they really need to dig in to those dancing Mossad agents. What the hell? I can't believe that we're whiplash of 25 years. We're right back. We never left it. I know we never left the Islamophobia truly, but they're just ginning up a fervor of hatred, and they are really going to get somebody killed. I mean, there are pro-Palestinian activists who already, oh gosh, I forget her name. Is it Sherwani? She's in this, In Our Lifetime. She's the head of In Our Lifetime. in our lifetime. I'm not getting the acronym. I'm not getting all the words right for that acronym. But anyway, and she was at the, the 10-8, the rallies, the pro-Palestinian rally right after October 7th. And she is a very outspoken pro-Palestinian activist. She's had death threats against her. And you see these people in the United States where they are safer than anywhere else in the whole world, and safer than at any other point in history, truly, or at least as safe as any other point. And they are in this rabid hatred spiral. It doesn't, how much information,
truly a lot of these people believe it. I mean, that is, I don't think they're lying, but also there's clearly such a campaign to gaslight Americans about this.
Absolutely.
That's fueling it all. And it's making your own people scared when they shouldn't be as scared. It's not real. I mean, yes, anti-Semitism is real, but the fear, here you are out in New York saying all this stuff on a microphone in public in Mamdani's city. So
about
you're
the
not
leader, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can get arrested for speaking out about a data center coming into your, calmly speaking out about that, or clapping at a town hall. Right. But in New York, you can say the most vile lies and slander about the mayor, and you're free to do it.
Well, I mean, when Sharia law hits, they'll have something to talk about. But I'm pretty sure we're safe from that happening. You know what I mean? First off, most Jewish people in New York never bought any of this bullshit.
Right.
He wouldn't have won the election if they bought it.
Exactly.
So, but then he's been mayor and he's reasonable, and most people who have the fear mongering are just shut up. No, it's not. He's just a New Yorker. Unless you got some inherent racism yourself and bias against Muslim people, brown people, or you're, a diehard MAGA folks, which kind of has some of that in it.
Yeah.
With ball cap.
Yep.
You're not worried about that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're right. But it does just, it just does make me nervous, because obviously the Democratic Party is part and parcel of ginning up this kind of fear and hatred and allegations of anti-Semitism and terrorism. And so,
when you hear it from both sides, it makes it like we're on an island defending Hamas, of course. That kind of thing. Right.
Yeah. And also, they are adding fuel to the dangerous fire, I don't know. It's just, it's pretty awful. And I mean, unfortunately, I think, what Kimiko is saying, many Gen X New York City conservative Jews buy it hook, line, and sinker. And Zizou also saying most Jewish voters did not vote for him in New York City. Unfortunately, that's true by the numbers, even though younger Jews certainly did. Certainly they voted in a very Jewish district, voted for Brad Lander over Dan Goldman. And Brad Lander calls it a genocide, even though he's a liberal Zionist, yada, yada. But I think, the younger generations understand what's going on, just like in every demographic, whether it's Jews or Blacks or Asians or whites or whatever. The older people are more heavily propagandized than the younger people, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, no, I'm not discounting that that's true, but anti-Semitism is judged by not just Jewish people. So New York does not see him as anti-Semitic is my point. I guess.
I agree. No, I totally agree with you. Yeah. I totally agree. And I do think it means something that he could win in a city that is, heavily the biggest concentration of Jews outside of Israel. So that still really means something. And I do think, just like with Bernie, where they were like, oh, he's so sexist and racist and, he doesn't get the black. What happened in South Carolina when they actually parsed out, did the crosstabs, younger Black voters in South Carolina voted for Bernie in the primary, but there just weren't as many, it wasn't as dense a population of voters, unfortunately.
Well, now we got Clyburn out there.
Yeah, we're about to get to the mess, the whole mess. Listen, Pat and I are two of the older people, so I am part of the demographic that I am generalizing about. There's always exceptions. Thankfully, there are many exceptions, but when you're doing statistics and looking at crosstabs, we're just like dealing with who voted and at what percentage. So that's what we're looking at. All right. Should we spin before we move on to?
We should. And yes, we are old. I realized that kid, I said that kid that got dragged out of the hall who was 30, he's a 37-year-old teacher. I'm like, yeah, I might be old.
I could be his mommy. I know. Kid. I was going to call you out and I was like, oh, I'm just going to let it go. But yeah, I mean, he's a kid.
Maybe I need my glasses on and I couldn't tell, maybe it was just that my readers weren't on when I watched the video.
In one of the descriptions, because I saw lots of different people post it, in one of them, somebody said a 37-year-old teacher. So that's the only reason I knew. I don't think looking at him, I would have thought he was as old as that. As old
He's
as
holding
37.
up like a chance.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I definitely need more wine no matter what. All right. We got the lulls, and I'm pouring another glass of wine.
I guess we only have one lull left, and it's our video game designer with his other video game.
Oh, okay, good.
I love watching your TikTok, which is next level. Clearly, that's expressed by my 13-year-old son.
No, God, please, no, 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 no.
So I just made a game called RFK Jr. and Elon Musk Present Diarrhea Apocalypse. A new strain of Cyclospora has emerged that's turned you into a mutant with a butt for a head. They've locked you in an arena where you have to spray diarrhea out your face to cover as much territory as you can. Yes, this is a real game. Go to man.cool/poop. It's single player or one-on-one multiplayer. Raspberries, snow peas, and lettuce are power-ups that increase your spray by 10%. Taco Bell increases it by 20%. Spray your opponent in the face to temporarily blind them. Get extra points for being the first to spray and cover posters of Elon Musk, Trump, and RFK with your diarrhea. Get another points boost for every Doge statue you cover. Rise on the leaderboards to become the master of the diarrhea apocalypse. Again, yes, this is a real game. Go to man.cool/poop. And that's man.cool/poop.
Wait, is that diarrhea spouting out of his head?
Yes, his ass head. Oh my God. It's the diarrhea apocalypse or something. I don't know.
Oh my God. Elon Musk has had quite a weekend because he did that interview with The Economist. And I mean, he just cannot hide how repugnant a person he is. It's really gross.
None of these billionaires have the ability to do that because they're so rich that everyone kisses their ass.
Yep.
And they're just narcissists who don't give a fuck, or you would never be able to make that much money without, a little splash of consciousness.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. They've become insane. They're like high on their own supply of yes men. All right. Good news, everybody, because it worked so well last time. We are headed to South Carolina for the Democrats' first primary for the presidential election in 2028, beating out Nevada. The vote breakdown: South Carolina 26, Nevada 19, and New Hampshire 4. So South Carolina, it is. They like their chances there because Clyburn endorses Kamala Harris, and he feels, I'm sure accurately, that she'll lose everywhere else, but she could possibly win with his help, possibly win the South Carolina primary.
I mean, if you have a brain and you think about what's the best chance for your party to win, and you weren't thinking about what kind of candidate wins, you would never put South Carolina first because Democrats don't win the state,
it's a red
right?
state,
It's a
yeah.
Republican state.
Yeah.
And so even the Democratic Party in South Carolina is pretty fucking conservative. So those votes on the left don't carry to other states, for one. And then it's just irrelevant in a state where Democrats are going to win. So you wouldn't want to set
Where
the tone with that.
where Republicans are going to win in the end.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's irrelevant to other states where a Democrat's clearly going to win.
Oh,
Or,
I
you
see.
know,
Yeah. Got
right.
it.
So it's just creating a narrative that they can use every time that, oh, here's identity politics, the black vote. Who doesn't have the black vote?
Yep.
And it's because they don't have the corporate conservative vote.
Exactly. Right. Because they're not going to all line up behind Daria Lisa Chevalier. Right. I bet. And I mean, this is also crazy. He was just on Clyburn with Asted, I don't know, Wes Asted, I don't know how he says his name, blaming the voters. Like that, they're still going with that. We're going to blame the voters. It's their fault. Watch. I think we're, on Thursday, we showed that woman from Texas who was like, nope, we're going to not vote for Tallarico and let him lose. And I think a lot of people in the comments at first were like, good, don't vote for a centrist-y Democrat, like have some standards. Like that is, something that is a valid strategy not to vote blue no matter who, but then realized, oh no, but she was more on the Jasmine Crockett. So that's more like sour grapes. But I think more and more people are going to stop just being, a stepping stool to be used by the Democratic establishment, always to show up for their shitty candidates.
Yeah, but not Clyburn. That's his entire fucking role in the party.
Right. But I mean, especially as he continues to blame black voters for not showing up for her. Right.
Yeah. And his message doesn't resonate with young black voters at all. It didn't resonate in South Carolina, the peak place it should have resonated if his narrative is correct.
Exactly. So here he is, just revealing himself, just gross.
What lessons did you take from the Biden administration? Like political lessons. Like, was there any political lesson you think there is to take from an administration whose central goal was to stop Donald Trump's return? And here we are.
And he stopped it.
I mean, you stopped it and enabled, I think some would argue.
Well, when the white vote turned out 71% 2 years ago, and the black vote turned out 59%, you tell me whose fault that is.
I guess
only 59% of African Americans went to the polls 2 years ago.
It's tough for me personally to blame black voters for the last election more than it is to blame President Joe Biden.
That's the fact. It wasn't Joe Biden on the ticket. It was Kamala Harris on the ticket.
For 107 days after he decided
to on the ticket.
I guess I just wanted to see if there was a clear political lesson you took from that moment and whether you think something applies in this kind of larger democratic rethink after. But I hear you. You're saying that you think it was a media problem. It was a branding problem. It was a candidate problem.
I didn't say that. The media had nothing to do with that 59%. If that 59% had been 69%, she would have won.
I guess. So is the argument that black people let Kamala Harris down?
Oh, in many instances, absolutely. If you don't show up to vote, what are you doing?
Is there no valid reason why black voters could not have felt heard by the last Democratic election? Is there no valid reason that they would have?
There might be. I'd like to know what it is.
I mean, so inspiring.
The guy is so disgusting. Yes, black. I don't care who you're going to blame, Biden or Kamala, but they didn't show up for either one of them. Right. And what's your narrative, that they're just lazy blacks? Are you going to say that now, Clyburn? Are you going to use a trope or something? What is it? Because you had a black candidate that was unappealing to the black voter.
Yeah.
and you're going to blame the black voter. Like the absurdity of it is just.
Is it
like,
something that started with Hillary? Like, I don't remember politicians blaming their own voters before 2016.
Oh, yeah. No, it absolutely is Hillary. I mean,
right?
Sure, I'm sure it existed before that, but she was the first to strategically spend money on campaigns against her own voters with the burning the $1 million trolls and whatnot. That was her gift to the world, is like attack your own voters that you will eventually need.
What a strategy. Anyway, so okay, on the heels of that lovely interview, he endorsed Haley Stevens, also Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who is the thumbnail for our show tonight, standing in the Oval Office, trying to hide behind her binders. El Sayed's surge in Michigan has been making party leaders frantic ahead of August 4th primary. Gary Peters abandoned his own pledge not to endorse for his seat out of fears El Sayed would win and then lose to Rogers in the general, per sources. And then Haley Stevens says, I'm absolutely thrilled to have Governor Gretchen Whitmer's endorsement for U.S. Senate. She is a champion for our state. She understands the stakes of this race and why it's so important we elect the strongest Dem in this primary, and she gets stuff done for Michigan. Let's go win. She fought vociferously against Medicare for All. She just vetoed several worker-oriented worker rights bills. And she also, against the will of her constituents, has allowed data centers to crop up. She is disgusting. But let's see, because here they all are together. Haley Stevens sticking it to him.
Okay, some of you have seen, there's those cool kids on the internet. They're doing the cool kid chatter. Some of them might be the coastal elites making fun of how I talk. Not okay, says my governor. But let's be real. They're making fun of Michigan. They're thinking they're better than us. And what they don't know is I am your voice. And their jokes and their criticism only makes me fight harder.
Yeah,
no one's making fun of Michigan.
Really? Yeah. And by the way, she's talking about supporters of Abdul El Sayed, right? So like, those are people that if she does pull this out because of all the, Democratic establishment, all the AIPAC money, she's still going to need those people to vote for her, right? Like, I don't understand looking at an enthusiastic crowd of people who want healthcare and a living wage. That's really like the basics. And also like not funding a genocide and calling them, I don't know, like, it's such a strange strategy to go about trying to win over voters.
And even on the optics, like Michiganders are out there saying, none of us sound like you. You're fucking batshit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the key response to all these. That's what the cool kids are saying, is that she's just not like them. But
that's what everybody's saying.
El Sayed is Michiganian too, right? Yeah. I mean, is he not? Like,
well, that's what she's saying. Is like his supporters are being so mean to her, but she is their voice, and she's going to stick it to him with the Republicans and his supporters. And then she, like, everything's like down home folksy, like a real, but it's not like, oh, working class. It's like dopey house mom that she's going for, which I don't know what her marketing people or consultants have told, but like, I don't think that's where those ladies are.
But strategically, I get it, right? I get what her campaign is doing. They're making it about a personality.
Yeah.
They're trying to give her a personality, which she has one. I mean, it's not it's not
off-putting.
likable really,
Yeah.
but at least she has a personality and she can run on differences in that versus the policy. Because if you talked policy one day in this election, she's dead.
Yeah. And she's a liar, right? So like, well, she's already done the red boxing, right? Like telling the PACs like what to say in their advertising. Right. Then also, this was an email she sent out to her email list. Endorsement alert. Mike Rogers endorses Abdul El Sayed in the Democratic U.S. Senate primary. Rogers.
Should be illegal to do this.
That's a lie. I mean, obviously. But like, we know that when Massey, when those ads, those AIPAC ads against him that were AI generated, making it look like he was having a threesome with Ilhan Omar and AOC, that older people who voted for, who is running against him now? I can't even remember, but who voted against Massey thought that was real. They didn't know it was AI. So like you get a bailer like that and you're like, oh my God, Abdul is being endorsed by the Republican because he thinks he's going to be easier to beat. Like that can be, influential. And then also, these kinds of pieces keep coming out. Jewish Telegraph Agency, several Jewish communal leaders say they won't vote for Abdul El Sayed in November if he wins the Democratic Senate primary in Michigan. So even if people think that's true, and even if they like Abdul El Sayed, they might think, oh, but if that happens, then the electability, like people, right? So like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, obviously it should be illegal. But our legal system is designed to protect politicians. So politicians can legally lie outright. They are not held to the same slander and liable accounts as regular people are in an election. An election is viewed to be by the courts as sort of an entertainment battle royale where you can just fucking say whatever the fuck you want. So
it's crazy.
People don't realize that. They think, well, no, if she made that up, she's going to get sued and lose all. No, she will not get sued.
Yep. Yeah. And all of these things are true. It's so dirty. It is so dirty. Whitmer. I like that. Whitmer.
Yeah, but I do think we're at a point where that stuff doesn't work. I think he's going to win his election. I think Stevens is going to lose. I think the electorate is savvy. I think the electorate needs the policy changes so severely that they were willing to elect Plattner. You know what I mean? Like, it's the policy, stupid.
It really is the policy. Yeah. Okay. So the other thing, and listen, it's hard because, sorry, wait, let me go back. This is a supporter of hers. It's a supporter of hers, and you can't blame people for their supporters. But when those same politicians look to Abdul Sayed or Mamdani or Bernie and blame them for their supporters, and then we don't see the same thing happen on the other side. I mean, you remember that Abdul Sayed even came out with a statement like, let's just talk about policy. Please don't bully Haley Stevens online. I don't like it. Please be respectful. He has to come out and say that. And then this is one of her supporters. So Abdul Sayed says, we got potholes that need filling in Michigan 8 years later, still need to be filled in Michigan, right? Because he is a sewer socialist guy. Like we need, let's spend the money here. We need to, restore our infrastructure, put money into our own citizens, all that, right?
Mow the grass.
Yeah. We got grass that needs mowing 8 years later, still needs to be mowed. And we all know what mowing the grass means right now. I mean, for quite a long time, especially
clarity,
saying it to a Muslim American man who talks about Israel's genocide.
Yes. But for somebody that doesn't know what it means, it's periodically just carpet bombing fucking Palestinians to put them in their place. That's what mowing the grass is.
So that is the level of dialogue that we are seeing. Have not seen any anybody come out and say that's gross. Look what Haley Stevens brings out and her supporters, all the Islamophobia, the genocidal rhetoric against Muslims. I mean, again, this is one of the states that lost Kamala Harris for being a genocidal fucking deranged maniac, because people don't want to vote for that. And I mean, maybe wouldn't it be funny if he's a plant? I mean, he's not, because he has, a long list of all the moderate.
You got the right enemies. You're okay with me.
Yeah. Okay. I think there's only one more quick thing there's actually a couple things. Well, here's another Haley Stevens supporter. She's a school board member, Angie Smith. This is her talking about Abdul Saeed.
Oh, yeah. So we're here with Angie Smith, and you're from Farmington.
Hi, I'm Angie Smith. I'm from Farmington Public Schools. Top vote getter for Farmington Public School Board. Been on the board 11 years. I am supporting Haley Stevens because she's that candidate. We need someone that can represent all of us, not just one race, but all races. Haley has done great work in Farmington and in Farmington Hills. She knows what she's doing. Mm-hmm. And anytime you can go to a Democratic convention and be booed and walk from behind a podium and stand there while you're being booed and things thrown at you, that's our person. So let's vote August 4th for Haley Stevens. Thank you.
Thank you. When you say, not just for one, what do you mean by that?
Well,
you feel the other candidate is...
The other candidate seems to be he doesn't work a room. You have to know how to work the room. Don't come out speaking only Arabic. Don't come out with your Arabic music on. Represent everyone. My DNA is my DNI. Well, my DI. I'm the mother of a lesbian. I'm Puerto Rican and Cherokee with a grandfather that was a white man from Ireland. Represent us all. Don't just represent one ethnicity and one race.
Because
there's so much wrong in that.
I mean, it's just disgusting. And she's a teacher.
Yeah. Wow. I think it's funny that she started it by saying we need a candidate who can be booed at the convention and rise to the occasion. Like Stevens, she got booed at her own convention, and but you need someone that represents all of us. But she was booed at the convention.
Well, I think she's blaming Saeed's supporters for that, right? I don't know.
Yeah, but you're saying you need someone to represent us all.
Yeah.
But
not the Muslim Americans. Right,
exactly. So you're going to go for the white lady because you don't like his Islamic music. I mean, culturally, repping your own culture doesn't mean you don't represent all the people. It's who you are. And as a Black, lesbian, Native American, whatever
of course
other identity she wants to get in there, how do you not understand that?
Yeah. And also I saw because somebody's saying wait, sorry, I can't see all of the comment. Miranda, I've watched many of Abdul's rallies, never seen him speak only Arabic. Me neither. I mean, has he maybe said ridiculous. Inshallah or something? Maybe. I know Zora Mamdani has. But
and he's run a very white campaign, for fuck's sake, is my point. He's
like
running
football player in Michigan.
Cute little corny cringe videos, which is the whitest thing to do. Because it's like, hey, look how safe I am. I'm not really this scary Muslim.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his whole campaign. Other than fuck Israel still.
But also, yeah, exactly. But also that is something that I think if you're not racist, you find charming. Why do you think that there's the code switching with Kamala when or AOC, which is, both of these ladies are so cringy when they code switch wherever they are, try to act in so many different ways, depending on their audience. But when people do it sort of authentically, if they say an Italian word or a Yiddish word or a word in Arabic or Spanish, whatever, that's who we are. There's something so
right,
lovely about that. It doesn't push other people away. It shows like we're all part of this great big, what do we call it? A chef salad. It's on a mixing bowl. Like, and so to take it from that, because she would never say that if somebody said, "Oi," like that, or, you know, l'chaim or whatever, never would say that was off-putting. It's only because it's somebody who is Muslim. It's just disgusting.
Yeah, but I think despite all the, you know, amplification of the MAGA movement and this, you know, white pride resurgence kind of bullshit, most of the public is now like sort of post-cultural, like in that you can be your Italian guy, you can be like, no, I think I'm not trying to say racism is gone or trying to make any of that argument, but I think voters are just like, whatever, Muslim, brown, Medicare for all, please.
Yeah, exactly. Like nobody gives a fuck. Nazi tattoo. Jews were saying, like, I don't care. Just like get him to Congress. He's going to fight for us. He covered it up. He didn't know. We don't care. Like, I do not care. And yes, Stronza, she is definitely a Stronza asshole.
And obviously, like, I don't want her to have to apologize for this lady's shit, right? I think that's
totally
silly.
agree. But like
That's
that
silly.
gets
But
a
it's
pass.
all weaponized against the left every single fucking time.
Okay, so here's the last one, and then we will spin. But this made us both cry. I was so mad when I saw this. So I think this Thursday night, there's all this push, you know, to get, or maybe it was Wednesday. It was whatever. Anyway,
I know.
So many different ones of us. So many of us wrote to Breaking Point to say you have to get Shama Sawant on. There is something special about her. If your idea is she has to be polling very high, okay, she's not yet. But if you wanted your two possible metrics for consideration were that she has a chance or that she's doing something unusual. And she is. So let's just see, because this was back in 2021 when Crystal Ball was still on Rising. And here she is with Shama Sawant.
So well said, and such an important point that the way that you won in Seattle when this was seen as completely impossible wasn't by appealing to the politicians, but by forcing pressure from the grassroots up. It's so great to have you, Councilwoman. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so it was a whole segment. She talked about getting the $15 minimum wage before any other city in the country, about getting the Amazon tax. They are having Shama on Breaking Points tomorrow on Monday. People were really excited. Most people said, "Thank you so much. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you." One person quote tweeted and said, and I didn't think it was like rude. It was just like, hey, this is a win for lefts. Like he quote tweeted the fact that Crystal Ball said, we're going to have her on. And he said, this is a win. People get mad at us for pushing, but the squeaky wheel gets the oil and they're having her on. So the pressure does work. Isn't that great? And this is, I mean, I don't understand being like this. This is what Ryan Grimm quote tweeted. So it was Nico House who wrote that. To be clear, this was in response to intense pressure from outside and inside Breaking Point's limited hangout, but also took another popular leftist Crystal publicly aligns with Katie Halper and Punch Up Pod to interview and Brianna Joy Gray to interview Shama and legitimize an already legitimate politician for her to consider having her on. And then Ryan Grimm quote tweets it and says, most insufferable base of supporters, I swear. We said, make the case to us. A case was made and we agreed. And it's still just nothing but vitriol. Generally bizarre approach to politics if you need 50% plus one. So again, if you are on the left, you get blamed for everything and anything a reporter might say, even if it's positive.
Yeah, that was just... Look, I don't like Nico House at all. Like, we used to be sort of allies back in the Bernie days, and some of us just went different directions, right? But what he said there is even if you don't like him, like that's a reasonable response. And even if you're Ryan Grimm and this guy's just way too left of you, well, what's your point to kick down at him? Like the base that just urged you to get him on is so eager. Like that's the interesting part, is like we're just craving somebody left. And she has the success story. So I don't know why do you want to step on our dicks over this? Like, I just don't get it, Ryan.
I don't either. And again, like, he was not like, Nico wasn't being, he was just like taking the win. Like, look at this. We pushed and we made a difference. It doesn't happen that often. So you do get to celebrate your win. He didn't say anything, like they did.
But even if he was being a dick about it, is my
Yeah.
point. Like, even if he's being a dick about it,
Yeah.
like, you're a big show and you just want to shit on other independent media about like, oh my God, the way these fucking leftists talk. Oh, I hate them. It's so Hillary Clinton. It's
It is. And blaming her for her supporters. I swear, her supporters are insufferable. Why? Like, what does she owns all? No, what he really thinks is she's insufferable. He doesn't like that she told him that it was bullshit to take AOC's word that they were supposed to break a strike.
Yeah, and when he does that, it feels like he's kicking down at the voters himself.
100%. Yeah,
because that's where we're at.
Yeah,
like he like, Ryan, are you are you on the different side of us in the class war? I mean, I know you're a journalist, but like, you feel like we're kind of the enemy to you. You're saltiest at us right now.
I mean, I've never heard him call anyone else's base insufferable. Like, I didn't hear him say that about K-Hive. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he did. But like, yeah,
but they win the most insufferable award. I mean,
yeah,
but they're a corporate like creation.
Right, but like,
so
I've never heard him say that about other people's supporters. I don't think that's a standard that you can judge unless it's Trump like galvanizing his racist supporters to go do January 6th.
Right.
Okay, that's different. But like, people who are excited to get some platform for somebody who's not getting a lot of media coverage.
And what it does is it sort of throws shade at her and her supporters. Like, the people that really push to get her on. Oh, this is why she's unelectable.
Yeah, she's never going to get 50+1 if she has supporters like this.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's intentional. Like, I respect a lot of what Ryan does.
I do too, especially on Drop Site. I think he's like, they're doing such amazing journalism on foreign policy. I just think he's really squishy when it comes to vote blue no matter who. Like, I think he was like Elizabeth Warren and then Bernie, I think, right? Like, it's like that kind of a thing. But I mean, I think he's probably earnest. Like, I don't think that he is corrupt.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's a party guy.
Yeah.
I think maybe his belief is like, we got to come in with DSA kind of guys is the way to do it. That's the strategy I want to promote. Like, that's kind of it. But I also respect him. Like I said before, I think he's sort of like, he's very much like Bree, but just sort of on the corporate side of that version, a corporate version of Bree, a Democratic Party version of Bree, kind of, to me. Because he does, when he has people on, he'll ask all the questions. I mean, he may push back with the corporate narrative, but he does it as a question, and he gets a lot of shit for it. And I'm not trying to defend the guy, but like,
kind of sounds like it, Pat. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. All right, we have before we no, I like Pat. You should always be honest.
No,
you should always be honest. Thank you for your super chat, Vendejo. Okay. I mean, I don't want to ever talk about any groups this way. I feel like all groups fall for Hezbollah and propaganda. So, I do think that grifting pastors are also appealing and have conditioned all different groups and religious leaders. Clearly, I mean, we saw the crazy, end Jew hatred rally. We must demolish assumption chosen are entitled to special treatment. Yeah. I mean, nobody should be entitled to any special treatment. I agree with that. And thank you for your super chat. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, the takeaway from that comment that I agree with is that the party uses these connections in the Black community to push the Democratic politics and, often against their people's own interests and whatnot. And, the church is a big part of the Democratic plan to get the vote out for the corporate Democrats only.
Yep. Absolutely. All right, let's spin in a second.
We don't have any more laws. So law
but let me tell you what we do have. We have 3 different Little Marco Legos. 3 different ones. Because
we're going to show them all tonight.
We'll just
do them
show.
all.
Maybe we should just do that, but it is fun to
just
spin.
do it.
What
we
am I
don't need
doing?
the wheel.
Okay. We don't need the wheel? All right.
Yeah.
All
Here,
right,
wait.
let's just do it.
Well, I mean, I could just do some yeah, baby sound effects. We have all these sound effects. There's the wheel. It landed on Marco.
Yeah, baby. All right. There's 3 different ones. We will just, this is, look, Explosive Media, for some reason, is now doing it in portrait. We've got to get people back into landscape for video, for God's sakes. So as a reminder, wait, why did he even bring it up? What was he saying? Because we showed the clip on Thursday where he's like upset about Iran and about Iran propaganda and their scum, and they lie about what the MOU was, and they don't want to come to the table, and then they change their mind. I mean, basically everything that Trump and his administration have done. So he rails against them. We thought actually there were going to be even more attacks this weekend. I don't know. It's just all so horrific. But then he added, and also with their Lego propaganda. I mean, I haven't seen any of them, but all their Lego propaganda. So, of course, the big accounts that do the Lego had to come out with something. So this is Mahdi Hammett, Persia Boy, Little Marco.
Little Marco on the mic again. Open to talk. We already said no. Mouthpiece talking, but the straight still closed. Oil climbing higher while the pressure just grows. You caught our Legos stupid. We still run the show. Iran still standing. And the whole world knows. Yeah, Rubio at the podium, polished and clean, wet, open to talk. Same recycle scene, but Iran just rejected the latest deal you sent. No temporary ceasefire, we already meant. You said we'll suffer more until we break, but your business got hit and the cost keeps climbing. Night after night, you keep throwing the weight. Yeah, the water stays locked under Iranian fate. Mouthpiece talking, but the straits still closed. Oil climbing higher while the pressure just grows. You caught our Legos stupid, we still run the show. Iran still standing in the whole world. You thought the Lego videos were all that we had, but the information war already left you mad. Ground game steady, patience in the plan while your own side's feeling the heat in the land. Gas prices rise and the public gets loud. You talk diplomacy while the bombs come down. We don't chase a deal just to look like we won. We already control the water, the work is done. Open to talks, but the answer was no. Keep dropping the threats. Watch the oil prices go. Mouthpiece talking, but the straits still closed. Oil climbing higher while the pressure just grows. You caught our Legos stupid, we still run the show. Iran still standing. Sacred defense holds. Sacred defense. We see the mouthpiece. We rejected the deal. Sacred defense.
I don't know. I felt like that could have been a little better. Oh, okay. Speaking of ears, let's just go right into the next one. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the different comments. Okay, so that's Sacred Defense, and then this is Explosive Media.
Yeah, you already know who it is. Let's get it.
There you go.
Let's get it. Yeah. Call it Legos, loud mouths, dumbass. You confused. Folks getting facts from Lego, not your losing news. Who's this little clown thinking he running the show? Narco Ruby, little man. Yeah, we already know. Trying to fly away, flapping them big floppy ears. Nah, surf them gas price waves. It's your career. You don't suffer cause you love being blissfully dumb. Just a little lapdog stuck under the loser's thumb. Think we don't know what goes down in that place. Got the loser yelling daily, screaming right in your face. Hey Dumbo, Ruby, time to settle the score. F-35 crashing straight to the floor. Was that built out of Lego? Just a fantasy scene with that MQ-9 burning on the radar screen. 5 fast systems turning straight into rust. Where they built out of Lego, man, your logic is bust. That wax cause sleep and wiped right off the map. Was that built out of Lego, homie? Stop the cap. Now look at Tehran, millions marching the street. Were they Lego figures too? Bringing that heavy heat, living in a delusion. You a joke to the core. Go check on your troops, they sprinting out the door. Going AWOL from the camps, running far from the grid. Now they out here sponsoring a Lego vid. Got that Lego attention that you wanted to see. Run the boss man, little boy. Message from Zalfagari. Yeah. A message from Zalfagari. Stop the cap, Ruby. We done.
I'm with that one too. I think that one's got a little more spunk to it. The ears.
Yeah. And then to me, like the little Rubio part, like I don't like, I'm a short guy. I mean, you know, not short, but like, I don't like when they make fun of fat people, height, you know, all that stuff. But like Trump is the one who labeled him little little Marco.
Yeah.
So it's like your own guy that you're kissing up to, you know. Like,
yeah, I agree.
There's some justice to it all.
I agree. And you are a short king.
I'm a short king.
Yeah. You know, it's really, did anybody watch the whole, I'm sure you guys did not watch the whole White House Correspondents' dinner, but watching the journalists like chat and cavort and chuckle with these fascists. And, you know, it's the same people that Kristen Welker, whatever, you know, she is so kind when she interviews Trump or anybody from his administration. And then today she had on Senator Mark Kelly, you know, from Arizona, and everything is about like, you know, the scandalous Graham Plattner candidacy and the insurgency of the DSA crowd, and can they really make it on the big stage? So all of her heat, it's always for the left. And you see that when you see these people all hanging out together and kind of just giggling about the shitty things that they're all complicit in. It's really sick, actually. It's sick.
Yeah, that I don't know what clips we have because I was working right before the show, but the clip where Trump had to struggle through the people who did the documentary about the lawsuit against him.
Right.
And then did you see that part? So
I put it together a couple different things, but so yeah, go ahead. I don't think so. I have the Epstein stuff and some of his jokes. Yeah.
He sits there as they get an award for a documentary where it was all about suing Trump, right?
Right.
And so he has to eat some crow, and he's doing his eating crow and kind of like, you know, being cute about it because he knows the camera's on him. But then at the end of it, everyone who did the documentary comes and shakes his hand.
Oh, are you talking about it? I think that's what I'm about to show. It's the Epstein stuff,
okay.
Which it was disgusting.
Yeah, no, it was the Epstein. It was this lawsuit about the Epstein.
It was disgusting. Yes. It was disgusting. So this is from the Wall Street Journal. They won some award from the Correspondents' dinner about the letter that they showed in that 50th birthday book to Epstein.
Yes, it was the suit over
Right.
being able to publish the letter. Yes.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's
Birthday
watch
card.
it. And then at the end, I just did tack on Kristen Welker, just schmoozing it up with Stephen Miller, like Nazi.
The Journal's courageous reporting on President Trump's past relationship with financier Jeffrey Epstein triggered the release of the so-called Epstein files, thousands of documents that might otherwise have remained hidden from the public. And despite the president's threat of a lawsuit, the Journal published a story about a provocative letter to Epstein bearing President Trump's signature. Trump quickly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against the Journal, revealing reporter Khadija Safdar's home address. Her family had to be relocated. The Journal was kicked off of Air Force One, but the reporters continue to file revelatory stories. Please welcome the winners of the Katharine Graham Award from the Wall Street Journal. Khadija Safdar, Sadie Gurman, Annie Linsky, Josh Dawsey again, Alex Leary, Rebecca Ballhaus, and Ryan Barber. Their colleague, Joe Palazzolo, could not attend tonight.
All come up and thank him.
Yeah, this really bothers me. My wife's
disgusting. There's Josh Dawson. It's so hilarious. And that's Kristen Welker with the back of Stephen Miller. Oh, Chuckles. So funny. I mean, so first of all, as Tony pointed out, the so-called Epstein files, like what does that even mean? And then the woman, Khadija Safdar, whose address he revealed, she and her family had to move. They were getting death threats. And I think she was the very first person who comes up, shakes his hand. You do not have to shake his hand, by the way. But at least she was like, and walked away. Everybody else looks him in the eye, smile. Thank you so much. Oh.
Yeah, and what you do by that is you undermine your entire premise of the importance of the movie you put out by just, it's like entertainment. It's like, yeah, we got you on that one. Like the Democrats and Republicans, we're running on abortion, you're running on this, but we're all buds.
Yeah. We all are.
It allows him to say to his people, look, they were giddy with me and shook my hand, and this is all for show. There's nothing there. If there's something there, why are they all buddies with me?
Yeah. And he says it. I don't know, I can't remember because I put together a few minutes of a compilation of his jokes and stuff. But yeah, he says I had it's too bad we had to leave early at the last one where there was apparently, I mean, I know we showed this, but who the hell knows? We've never really gotten
the shooter that never.
Yeah.
The one day story of an assassination
service, watched run by. I had something special for all of you planned, but don't worry. I brought your careers back, and it does. It reminds me, Michelle Wolf called them all out on it. She'll never be invited to one of these again. That they profited off of his first term and again his second term. It's good for business. They've said it out loud. They know it. It's just disgusting. All right, this is Trump stealing the show.
And I know Democrats, and the word Democrat is something that's come into fashion. I changed the E with a U, and most people don't know that dumb has a B, so we don't have to worry about that. It's very quiet. I thought it was quite good, but I haven't gotten much credit for that. Fake news, good. Pocahontas, good. I won't say Lion Ted because he's on my side. I don't talk about it aside. I do think we need term limits in Congress. I think term limits are very important because I see what's happening. I see what's happening. The other day, a senator I knew got a text, a great guy, from his wife. And she said, when you get home, I want to have you immediately come up the stairs and make love to me. And he said, I can't do both. You know what? In other words, can't go up the stairs and make love. Does anybody get that? Well, I thought that was actually pretty good. That was actually the only thing I thought was good in this whole frickin' stupid speech that they wrote. That was the only good one, and that went down with not exactly great laughter. I think, in other words, you can't go up the stairs and make love, too, So we're looking for term limits. Does anybody understand this stuff? Well, I have all of the press here in one place. I have to say that we're having an amazing load of accomplishments that the media never talks about. For example, under my administration, a once feared and powerful regime that relentlessly attacked America has finally been toppled. Their former leaders have been removed, and they're now being run by a gay dictator facing internal divisions. But I, for one, wish Barry Weiss all the best at CBS News. She's a wonderful woman. But this year, the association decided not to have a comedian, so they considered using Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. These guys, they're terrible. They're terrible. Stephen Colbert. These are people without talent. They get a lot. They have talent. You know who has talent? Their agent, getting them the money they get. They have no talent. But they are not comedians. They're not funny people. They're angry people. They're sick people. But the association really put on a big show, and they have somebody very special. I look forward to seeing him. And so they thought about going with a professional clown for entertainment, but Adam Shifty Schiff was not available. He's known, I called him, I hate some people, I shouldn't say this, I'm not supposed to hate, I'm supposed to love everybody. But he's a terrible person, he's a liar. And I called him Watermelon Head because he has the largest head I've ever seen with the smallest neck, pencil neck. How does that big, fat, ugly head stand on a little pencil neck? But I want to personally congratulate CNN's Caitlin Collins on receiving her award. It was all about me. It's a fake. She shouldn't get the award. It was a fake, but I didn't mind. I said, Caitlin, congratulations. But it was fake. There's no question about it. But she's a young, attractive woman. She never smiles. I said, Caitlin, do you have a smile? Smile. You have a nice position. You're at CNN Fake News. You should be a happy person. So smile, Caitlin. Just smile. But we attack, and I thought Caitlin had really made it big with a major new sponsorship. But then I informed her that it wasn't her on the Bud Light can. It was Dylan Mulvaney. And Dylan Mulvaney cost Bud Light $35 billion in market cap. That was the worst commercial ever made, by the way, for those few people that want to hear that.
Just unreal.
Unreal. First of all, he calls Barry Weiss a gay dictator. Kind of funny. Also, the joke with the climb the stairs and make love to your wife, the way he has to keep telling people what it is. He reminds me of Bill Maher. You don't get it?
Yeah, no. Bill Maher, yeah. He gets so mad. He thinks his jokes don't get roaring laughter because the audience is too PC, and it's because your joke is dumb or not dumb clever, or
it's like the Berkshires or whatever. Catskill,
right? And so he explains that, and he explains the B. How many times he explained the B? Nobody's as dumb as you.
And then what's the Dylan Mulvaney? First of all, that's just it's just so gross and
he
ugly.
was trying to say that the trans
that Caitlin Collins looks like Dylan Mulvaney, but that was from get some new material, dude. That's from your first regime, right? Wasn't that Bud Light commercial 5 years ago, 6 years ago or something, 7 years ago? I don't even know. But
I think it was during Biden.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, anyway, the whole thing was such an embarrassing shit show. Just really awful. Yeah. Wait.
It's just constant reminder that like both parties are just in the dumpers. Like when I see how bad the Republicans are, it just makes me think how bad the Democrats are, that this is happening and nobody is stopping it and there's no opposition and the media comes to just play along with it all. It's
a joke to them. That's all it is.
It's the through line here is that the media wants to talk to both sides and make some money out of it.
Yeah. And, again, it's, sorry, I was reading, I'm trying to catch up on some of this stuff. We have just had the National Security Presidential Memorandum 7 with Rubio denying visas to terrorist leftists, enemies of our civilization. Today, the State Department is imposing new visa restrictions to bar far-left terrorists from entering our country. Foreigners who finance, incite, or aid and abet far-left terrorists are enemies of our civilization. They are not welcome in the United States. There is a political blacklist now, which includes, this is foreign subversion. 43 Americans and domestic organizations are listed on this new State Department blacklist. Mamdani, DSA, Hassan Piker, Amy Goodman. They have also, they are pulling, I think, Breakthrough News and the People's Forum, Code Pink, like all sorts of different organizations they are trying to start legal proceedings against. This, I would think, should be terrifying to anyone who knows how this ends. If you have ever picked up a history book or a newspaper, and instead of the media acting like the Fourth Estate and doing their due diligence and telling people what is happening, they are sucking the cocks of all the fascists. That's what they're doing. They are.
The media is doing it
with Nazis.
The media, our educational system, every single fucking Democrat.
It is atrocious. And they've now started, they put another State Department guy out saying they're going to invest start an approach of investigating pre-crime for the far left and jihadist terrorists, which in their mind are the same. Because anybody who is pro-Palestinian liberation and anti-Israeli genocide, they call a jihadist, as we just saw what they're doing with DSA Mayor Zohran Mamdani. He is both a dangerous far-left commie socialist and a jihadist terrorist. So it's conflated with all of these people. Democrats have been very happy to go along with these repellent accusations, and so is the media.
As outlined in the United States counterterrorism strategy, we currently are addressing three major types of terror groups: narco-terrorists, Islamic or jihadi terrorists, and far-left terrorists. For all three, we need to identify terror actors and plots before they happen.
Before they happen.
Yeah, we're all at risk. We are very much at risk. And the flock expansion of this is the key.
Yeah.
This is where the Democrats are all in on the whole process, because they know they're not changing their position on this stuff. They know they're going to get all their money from all the people funding the Trump campaign now.
Yep.
And the Republican Party. So they're already getting that same money. But, when they get in power next, they want more of it. And it's going to butter their bread just like it does the Republicans. So they got to shut us down. They got to get us, they don't want us knowing where they live. They don't want us sharing information on how to cut down a flock camera, how to, do an activism.
Nope.
So they're going to come for us.
For clapping.
Yeah, clapping is a crime now. Literally.
And when they actually, no, that was not Rubio. That was another. That was a State Department lackey. But when there is investigations into actual crimes, we kill the prosecutors. Prosecutor investigating the U.S. boat strikes, which are absolutely illegal, and claims of torture, was murdered in Ecuador. New evidence has emerged of U.S. Coast Guard activity in the aftermath of 2 strikes, further corroborating survivor testimony where they were tortured by the U.S. military after the military struck their boat mates. And she and her sister were at a cafe, this prosecutor, and they were killed. Interesting how that happened. So that's what happens to people who actually do crimes, but the left is going to be prosecuted for pre-crimes.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're the Democratic Party, the public is with the left. So if you're going to go prosecuting them, if you're going to make socialism your enemy, like we're in 1930s McCarthyism shit, you're really not reading the room. And that's how we get more Trumps. So even if we don't like what you do, but we vote for you, the public, the right is going to be more enthusiastic about their guy than whatever you're putting forward. If you're not even addressing our concerns on any of this stuff, and you're blaming, most of your base is pretty heavily socialist friendly now.
I mean, truly they are. Most of your base and also most of the country is, right? So I don't know. They are really hoping to get us all into those migrant centers before we fight back. There is no time like the present. Our time is now. Now is the time. Thank you, Hope, for the super sticker, and cheers. Cheers.
And BDA, do we miss BDAs? BDA?
No, we're getting there. Oh,
yeah,
we're getting there. We're getting there. We got another, I believe in Tucker now. He destroyed Ted Cruz. Thank you for the super chat. I am glad that Tucker is saying some things out loud. I am not a believer, but I appreciate some of the stuff that he says. I do. He's more forceful in what he says than almost any Democrat, actually. So I appreciate that, but I am not a believer.
There's value in what he's reporting, in that anyone with a platform his size, nobody else is reporting on what he's doing.
Yeah.
But the danger is, don't let him take you and change your beliefs, because other than the reporting part that's honest, he's got a lot of beliefs that are fucking awful.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
With him.
Absolutely. He's still a big xenophobe. But anyway, but yes, he's, has he had any Palestinians on his show ever?
I don't know. I can't
Maybe
think of
the priest from Palestine, Munther, I think is his name. But for somebody who has all of a sudden become very anti-Israel's genocide and who has this enormous platform, you would expect him possibly to have Doctors Against Genocide or Palestinian activists or Mayor Mamdani, or I don't know, some big figure who speaks out, who is pro-Palestine, not just anti-Israel. Thank you, BDA, for your super sticker, super chat.
BDA.
I'm sure it's been another great show. Thank you. Well, the reviews aren't in yet. We're still. Okay. Thank you, guys. Should we? Yes, I know we should.
Do it.
Here we go. Here we go. 1 second. Okay. Oh, look at that. A sound effect for searching for the screen. Pat, I forgot.
Okay. I have a pup that's sort of a lols combo. So
all right, good.
This is voiceover pup.
Hey, look, I know you're sorry for what you did, and I'm sorry for barking at you, but just remember, man, next time you chew up one of their shoes, let them know you did it. I got in trouble for that, okay? I love you. You know what I'm saying? You're my brother. Cheer up. Let's go. Hey, so you still don't feel good, huh? You sure you ain't playing like you sick or whatever? Hold up, wait a minute. You do feel hot, man. Let me pray for you right quick. Dear Lord, bless my buddy. Okay, now lay down. You need to lay down. Man, I'm bored. Hey, you want to go outside? You want to go outside? Hey, you want to go outside? Hey, you sleep? Hey, you sleep? Hey, you sleep? You sleep? You sleep? You sleep? You want to go outside? You sleep? You sleep? You sleep? You sleep? You sleep? Oh, okay. Man, I thought you would sleep for a minute, too. Hey, you want to go outside?
Hey.
Oh,
What?
I'm trying to nap.
Hey.
What?
Why you always trying to nap?
Because I'm tired. Stop.
Tag.
Oh, my dog. Stop.
Why you so dramatic?
Oh, I'm trying to nap.
Dramatic. Just dramatic.
No. You be dramatic too. If you had a husky breathing down your neck while you was trying to sleep.
No, not James. James, not James.
Say, get your foot off my face like that, boy.
James, I thought you was dead.
This ain't no good time. Oh, I know you didn't. Did you just hit me? Cause you just assaulted me, little girl. So you don't even seem remorseful about it or nothing. Here. Yeah. How that feel? What you looking at me like that for? You the one hit me first and kick here. Take one more, because you hit me like 4 times. I remember. Yeah. Crawl away. Gone. You can crawl away, but you can't crawl away from this problem. Yeah, I know your head hurt too. The longer it hurt, the longer you'll remember not to do that to me again. I bet that much.
That was awesome. That was really, really cute. And why does a parent let his kid hit an animal? I don't get it, but that's very funny. I really like that very much.
And somebody's sitting there filming the cat fucking their kid up. Like whap, whap, whap. Like, oh, this can make for a good video on Twitter.
Yeah. Don't get me started on parenting. People's parenting skills. It's all crazy. Daniel, thank you for your super sticker. Thank you. And also I will stand corrected. I am now being told I don't watch Tucker, so I'm sorry. I spoke out of turn. He had Francesca Albanese on, and then somebody else said la la la. What? Sorry, I saw somebody else write. Oh, thank you, Bendejo. He visited a Gaza amputee hospital in Qatar. Okay, all right. I stand totally corrected then. I appreciate that. I hadn't seen it at first. I hadn't seen clips of this, so thank you. I appreciate that. I stand corrected, and thank you for your super chat. Tucker has real estate in Qatar. It's not surprising. All right. Over calling her out on Tucker. No, I don't like. Listen, I think I am really Mendejo is right. Look, you got your own scroll.
You made a banner.
No, I don't want to say something that's wrong, and I really appreciate that. I have not seen any other, huge accounts do that. I still don't think that I am not a believer, but I appreciate the voice he is giving to the suffering. I think it is obviously incredibly important. And if he can get more eyes on all of this, that's fantastic. We need everybody, all hands on deck to stop this genocide and to stop Israel's, merging with our military and getting us, Netanyahu's out there like talking about how he got the ICC to get rid of Karim Khan and taking credit for that. His plan to, do the Section 219. Tucker's the only person really forcefully calling people out on this. I really appreciate it, because even though I feel like, somebody like Rokan has done some good work on it, when people started lambasting Jim Clyburn for, being an asshole to El Said and also to his own voters, Rokan immediately jumps in to defend Jim Clyburn. Why would you do that? You can just not say anything, right?
Always an option.
Yeah. Anyway. All All right. Where do you want to go from here?
Got more puppets. We've got.
You're right. Let's just take, because this is crazy. Nobody's talking about the climate because the whole world is on fire, right? But like, we've just had these, or continue to have, the Canadian wildfires, and now there are tens of thousands of people evacuating from different communities in France and in Spain. This is The Guardian from, I think, yesterday. France evacuates Cap Ferret Peninsula, and Spain Sanchez warns of dramatic situation as wildfires spread. It's interesting, and I mean, it's all horrific, but it's hitting some of the resort areas. This photo of these two people sitting under an umbrella, I hope that umbrella is really strong, watching their kid in the water. I mean, this was, let's see, this is from Gironde, France, which is 15 kilometers from Bordeaux, where tens of thousands of people have had to evacuate. There are videos, of the firefighters just, I mean, it happened so quickly. There's like an 8-minute time lapse with a fire that looks miles away. And then all of a sudden it's right there. Firefighters running back. There's nothing a hose can do for these firefighters, saving animals. And nobody in politics is talking about anything anymore. A Green New Deal, limiting fossil fuels, getting rid of data centers, getting rid of the US military, which is the biggest contributor to global climate catastrophe. For what?
Yeah. And look, to me, like the biggest obvious issue for voters is healthcare, right? I think generally that's the one, maybe a living wage, maybe some of that stuff. But the most important one is probably climate change. And the climate change is the most illustrative of the two-party system, in that neither party is even pretending to care for it when it was the most important thing on the world to stop Trump last time. And we're just skating by all the worst case numbers that we could imagine, the death ticker or whatever you call it, what's it called? The thing at, the time clock
to midnight, the doom clock. Is that what you're talking about?
Doomsday ticker, doomsday ticker. We're past the point of no return, but like, we can still change the future for the next generation, but we're just like, fuck it. Like, neither party's going to run on doing anything better for the climate at all.
Like, we're going to drill, baby, drill. Both parties are saying drill, baby, drill. And I always do like to remind everybody that Joe Biden skirted 26 EPA laws to continue building Trump's disgusting wall.
And we're in this moment where they're selling us not giving a shit about oil because it's important for our national security, when that's the reason you should be selling the Green New Deal stuff, because it's the ripest opportunity on earth for Democrats to say, look, all this stuff with Iran, Israel, whoever you stand on it, it doesn't matter. This is why we can't depend. Like, let's save the environment and get off of oil with solar that's cheaper. Let's invest FDR style, put people back to work. Because if you start building these solar facilities, AI can't build a solar facility. People do, that should be the next movement. As it should have been fucking 20 years ago, 10 years ago, more obvious, 5 years ago, more obvious than that. And now it's not even an issue.
Nobody talks about it. Biden killed it. Biden-Ukraine war helped put the final nail in that coffin, especially the Nord Stream pipeline stunt. I mean, truly, The biggest act of ecological terrorism was blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. Germany is suffering for it, and Germany is doubling down in their aggression towards Russia. Like, it's
but they look, somebody said something about not solar, but like, this is
Renewables,
California,
whatever. Yeah.
And let me show you in California. So, you know, obviously Newsom defended all PG&E and all the he bailed them out. So people in California that are anti-solar, for example, they're anti-solar. My parents aren't anti-solar, but I'm using them as a use case. They put solar on their new house they bought like 12 years ago or something like that. And they were guaranteed a certain rate at this point in time for your utilities.
Right.
But once the fires happened and PG&E got handed out of their contract, so they didn't get the rate that they were promised they put this thing in on. So they're still paying more than somebody that doesn't have the solar, and they're still paying every month for a solar bill. Like,
that's
so disgusting. This is the Democrats. They're complicit as fuck in our environment being just a disaster.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kamala said, what did she say? That her positions didn't change, but she was going to, she was for drilling now. She was for fracking, but her positions didn't change. Is it still only 90 seconds? Oh, my goodness. Hi, Ishaya. What are you drinking tonight, Lambrusco? We need something good. Yeah, big oil, big money. I mean, it's all. Honestly, it was the thing that first radicalized me, because I had 2 little kids and I was like, this is terrifying. And then back, this was 15 years ago. And I was like, oh, billionaires are building bunkers or trying to like colonize Mars. They've destroyed our planet and now they're just trying to escape. Nobody's looking for a solution. The electric vehicle was killed basically here. And also mass transit and high-speed rail was killed by the car industry. And so they know what they've done and they're just going to try to bunker down. Like, that should terrify all of us. And all these different, contagious viruses and diseases that are happening with more alacrity because as the ice, the ice flows, not the ice flows, the big Arctic, whatever, as those Spanish sangria, there you go. As they melt, more
ice caps melt.
Yeah, they're released. Like, it's all intersectional, as everything always is. But like,
it's also predictable. We know it. Like, that's why the doomsday clock is where it's at. We know it. We know what happens. Scientists know what happens. Yep. You can't just say AI is going to solve this problem someday down the future or something.
No,
it's just not going to happen. And we know that the Democrats and the Republicans are going to abuse the situation. We have a crisis. So now we're being told like, oh, we have to ration our water and electricity for data centers
to do your part
instead of expanding on, the home infrastructure so people can power their electric cars, expanding all that. Like, we're not doing that. We're just saying, yes, now it matters because the data centers need some electricity, but and
clean water, not like the children in Flint. The data centers need truly pure water. Yeah. What's interesting a little bit to me, and I wonder if this will shift anything, although of course it won't, because they'll just pick a different vacation spot. But the places in Spain and France that are being affected right now are the sort of resort areas as well as just sort of regular areas. But it is affecting like the wealthiest people. Here in Los Angeles, south of us is San Diego, which is where Comic-Con is, which is like a huge, festival of all the different, everybody gets together to schmooze and party. A lot of them stay at Hotel del Coronado, which is where like Some Like It Hot was shot. It's really beautiful. We've been there a few times. It's a lot of the places, the beaches in the Los Angeles area, especially as you go up towards Malibu, it's like a strip of sand. There's not a lot of beach. At Del Coronado, which is in San Diego, there's huge expanses of beach. It's so beautiful. Well, in Tijuana, their sewage systems are broken. I don't know why, but I have a feeling, when you don't invest in your infrastructure, and I don't know what's going on there, but there are tens of thousands of gallons of raw sewage flowing into the water, which happens every time it rains here. But now it's coming up from Tijuana, which is about an hour south of this beach. And there's video at the Hotel Del is what they call it. And you just see it's like raw sewage flowing up on the beach in a fancy, it's very expensive. It's like $500-$600 a night is the cheapest room that you can get there. And will anything change?
Yeah, no.
No.
I'm just going to say no. I'll tell you no, because the richest people, they're so rich that they can influence politics, and they're rich beyond the rich people there.
Yep.
Like their impact doesn't even matter like that, because they can afford to there's some place that's sunny and shit free right now, and they can go there.
That's what, I mean, and also just look at the way they build in Florida, right? Like right on the coastline, and they're constantly being, destroyed by hurricanes. And they just keep building there. Doesn't matter. And they keep doing, I know when Jen Perlman was running against, what's her name? Deborah Wasserman Schultz. I almost called her Marjorie Taylor Greene. But there was, all the sugar factories and all the different ways that they've destroyed the environment, the environmental sort of protections that are naturally growing there by, harvesting the resources. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They'll just build somewhere else. They find a different spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, you couldn't even run as a Democrat on climate. It's
crazy. That was one of the 6 major bullet points in 2020.
Yeah. Well, it took us 20 years to get Democrats to run on, universal health care. And then 4 years later, they're like, we're taking it off the platform.
Yeah.
It's not on the platform now in California.
But they'll still stand there with
run on themselves.
Yeah. And it says healthcare is a human right.
Yeah.
With the woman, Gretchen Whitmer, who fought against Medicare for all because of her family ties to Blue Cross Blue Shield. Why would she want Medicare for all? Can't make money as a private investor on that.
Medicare for all who can afford it.
Let's get Mayo Pete back in. All right. Should we spin or just pick a song?
That's an option.
Let's
pick a song.
Pick
something. You pick something. I'm gonna wait a minute. Oops, that's not the one I wanted. What? There we go.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
Take it.
Okay, this is another one from Lynn. I don't know if you're watching or listening, but anyway, this is Citrine Sun's Billionaires in a Rocket. Apropos.
Hey kids, this is a protest song. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island. We've said it once and we've said it twice. Free Palestine and fuck ICE. I don't want $1 billion. I don't need a private plane. What I want is for you to remember from where your people came. Because we all came from somewhere. Brother, I am sure your people ain't from here. Generations of them found salvation from starvation, poverty, and fear. So don't turn your back on the hungry. the lonesome or the poor. And we'll all face down the wicked and open up that goddamn door. From El Salvador to Guatemala, from Sicily to Ireland, no person is illegal when we are living on a stolen land. And we don't need another rocket unless it's filled with billionaires. Woo! And the people will come to watch them self-deport through the atmosphere. Come on! We don't want $1 billion. We don't need a private plane. What we need is for you to remember from where your people came.
I love the righteous outrage. I just love it. I feel seen. Oh, you are.
When is our musical guest coming on? Is that next week?
Oh yeah, on we have Oxford Commie coming on August 5th.
Yeah, we finally got a musical act to say she's going to come on and sing some songs, and she's amazing. It's great.
It's great. We're really excited.
It'll be a fun little break.
Very excited. All right. Well, as long as we're talking about billionaires, let's just see a little bit of this disastrous interview. Oh God, I checked the volume on everything but this clip, so I really hope it's okay. If not, we'll cut it out. But anyway, Elon Musk being interviewed by Zanny Mitten Beddoes of The Economist. Just no self-awareness at all.
I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
But do you understand why? Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care. But the fact that, as you pointed out, 250 million people follow me is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't. And I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize. Do you realize the media is despised? Do you realize that journalists, the view of journalists is like a favorable view of journalists is like 15%.
Yeah, I do know that in the United States.
So the shoe is on the other foot. They hate you. They hate you far more than they hate me.
I think there is certainly a loss of trust in journalism. I think in part there have been mistakes by journalists and journalism. I totally acknowledge that. But I also think that the kind of polarized environment, particularly on social media, fostered by the kinds of things you are pushing on X, actually helps this, makes it worse.
I don't think so. I think you're the problem, the media. And speaking of loathing, you're loathed far more than I am. And you don't seem to even realize that.
I think very few people know who I am relative to you, so I don't think I play in the same game.
The media collectively. So, I mean, you're hated.
He's just so embarrassing. Like, he doesn't even have something to say. There was somebody on Twitter who was like, for a while, people were saying, I'm going to paraphrase and probably get a lot of it wrong, but that Elon Musk was a genius in electric cars, and I didn't know anything about electric cars, so I believed them. And then they said that he was a genius on space exploration. I didn't know anything about that. I believe. Now they're talking about him talking about AI and computer knowledge, and that is something I know about. And he's like beyond imbecilic ignorance. So now I don't believe anything he's ever said.
The people that love Elon Musk it's a sliver of people.
Yeah.
It's you take the MAGA crowd and they're split on him, but you keep dividing it down to like tech bros and like the dunking on people just that he's just a douchebag with no fucking filters. But even those people are like, he's not cool. So yes, I mean, the media, he's right that the media trust is super low, and yeah, great, but like that doesn't change reality that half the fucking world hates him. 70% of the world, 80% hates him. Like, I mean, it's
people are living on the streets, a genocide. Nobody can afford health care or a very small emergency. And he, for a day, was a trillionaire. Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah, I want to make, if we'll know we're winning, well, when he doesn't exist, but also when he is just a regular old billionaire, we can drink it up. And then, you know, at one point, maybe make him a regular millionaire. That's, I don't know. Gotta have some goals.
You know, the way that these people don't get taxed on their money because it's not whatever solvent, but then they can leverage that money to buy whatever they want to buy. So then the money's real. But then when you want to tax them, it's not really real. It is such a scam.
Yeah.
It's just such a scam, and everybody knows it.
When you have enough money to buy politicians, you can buy more money.
Yeah. You're just buying loopholes. And yeah, that is the reason. So like her calling him out makes her more popular than he is. She also, there's another clip, which is actually really good because he is trying to stoke a civil war and a Nazi takeover in Britain and in Germany. So many of these people are for the AfD. They want to talk about getting immigrants, but immigrants, they mean Muslims, out of the country. So she does call him out on that. She does a really good job, actually. Civil war.
Nonsense.
Yeah. Elon, you have, what is it, close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah, because
you say things like,
popular guy.
Quote, civil war in Britain is inevitable. Just a question
on the current
of when.
trend, yes.
I mean, when were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is nonsense.
You live in a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also disprove what you say.
What numbers?
All the numbers about crime. London is a much safer city than any city in the United States. Violent crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's coming down. You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on every corner. There's a sort of civilizational destruction.
I haven't said any of those things. If you have a large and rapidly growing group of people whose beliefs are antithetical to Western beliefs, at some point there will be a reckoning. They will try to implement their views, and those who oppose it will oppose it, and that's what you call civil war. And obviously, this is the trend. And you absolutely do live in a cloistered existence. And if you'd like, we can go on a tour of Britain.
Sure. I'd be very happy to come on a tour of Britain.
And you will see for yourself.
You come see my country that I live in all the time, and you haven't been to a few years ago.
I've been there literally 100 times.
But when was the last time?
Literally a few years ago.
You know why this exercises me? Because you have really shaped opinion about the UK. And so many Americans I come across and I have conversations with, and and I just had one the other day along the order of, oh, London's such a dangerous place. How can you know? There are sort of grooming gangs everywhere. There's violence everywhere. This is a picture that people get from things that you post or that are posted on X. And for example, you're posting for, 48 hours of Citizen Vigilante. That film, which, paints a dystopian, I've watched it.
Yes.
It was not fun. I watched it yesterday. It's not a very good movie, but it also paints a dystopian picture of Europe, and it glorifies vigilante violence. It glorifies the murdering of a Muslim immigrant family. I honestly think that it is irresponsible for you to put that up on X.
I think that it's a movie, and it's worth watching.
That's
the
one
worst fucking
about.
movie. Yeah, it's awful. It's fucking awful. It's disgusting. It's Christian bullshit. It's sorry, Strike just decided to throw my mouse on the floor. You're supposed to hunt the mice, not kick them on the floor. But
wait, that's a toy mouse, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's no, my actual mouse. Sorry.
By the way, oh, got it. She still does work for The Economist. So, like, no heroes here, but yeah.
Yeah, but he's a scumbag. Like every time he talks, the people that want to murder him goes up for sure.
100%. Yeah. And I mean, truly, like we all know what The Economist is, right? And to
make me like her.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's a special talent that he's got for sure. Yeah, he is a Nazi. Peter Thiel, David Sachs, all of these South African, the PayPal club, they are Nazis. I mean, they're, I think they feel, listen, you cannot be there supporting what Tony Robbins and in England and the AFD in Germany. And like 3 or 4 years ago, he's on a stage with Italians talking about like keeping your Italian purity. I don't know if you remember, but like one of the women who was there on this panel, she sort of like scoots her chair away and turns her head again. Like he's repellent. He's a Nazi. He's a fucking Nazi.
Yeah, no, he is. And I believe he is. But like, even if he isn't, that's almost worse in that he doesn't believe what he's doing is just to get rich. It's just to make money. It's just an issue to exploit people, which is looking down on all of us peons because we're so exploitable, which I think is a big part of it for these people is like with the MAGA crowd, especially like, look at how dumb my followers are,
Yeah. The fact that, people will socialize with these scumbags. I mean, it's worse than scumbags. Like truly, they are Nazi supremacists. The Stephen Millers, the Peter Thiels, Elon Musk, anybody from Palantir, Alex Karp, like they should be shunned. And that saying, and somebody, I'm sorry, because I can't remember who wrote it in the chat at the beginning of the show, but like, if one person sits down at a table of 10 and the one person is a Nazi and those 9 don't get up and leave, you got a table full of Nazis. Like you do not socialize with people who are that level of evil. You just don't. You make them feel shame. Too shamed to be out in public. Like he should not be in public. I mean, it's too late now. Now he needs to just be constantly exposed for the evil moron that he is. But like, and again, this is why, we come out so hard against Democrats because he was a Democrat. Alex Karp was a Democrat. All of these guys from Silicon Valley with their, Palantir adjacent kind of utopian what are they, like the Citadel? We understood what their ideology was. They were really open about it, and Democrats funded that.
Yeah, and look, if you want me to care about electoral politics, you have to be trying to stop this, or I don't care about your political party's future because you're enabling it all every fucking day. Like,
yeah. So when you say you don't want to tax billionaires out of existence, sorry, Rokana, looking at you, tax them out of existence. Absolutely. You can't have a democracy with billionaires.
Right. And, the next phase when we have Democrats in charge is going to be kind of worse in some ways because
it'll be less
all of this corruption and the idiocy of this dude that's a trillionaire, like it's all in front of us all now and it's all being maintained by both parties pretending he's still smart somehow.
Yep.
And so the left is going to the public knows though what this guy is now. And the left is still going to take the money after him being that terrible guy because the system is just that fucked now. And so you're going to see all your Democrats kissing up to the guy that they were doing no King's marches against,
right.
Whole thing.
The first thing Jeffries did when Trump won the second time was not go talk to people in the street and figure out why his own base hates Democrats so much. But he jetted off to Silicon Valley to be like, no, we'll be on your side. Come on back. Don't be Republicans forever. We need your money. Yeah.
Well, they're going to win them over and change them or something.
No, they're not even interested in that.
Yeah. They're not even pretending anymore. There's no issue that matters anymore to Democrats. Just beating Trump is the only thing they can pretend to muster up.
Beating Trump and beating the left. I mean, truly.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's all they care about.
Stop Trump, and that's getting replaced with stop socialism. That's the Democratic Party's platform.
Yeah. We're going to beat back those lefties who want the radical jihadist healthcare, universal healthcare. And they don't want you to live on the street. All right. What do you think?
We are at 7:30-ish. Maybe we show a fun video or two and then get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Do you want to
I've had a long day. Oh, yeah. I'll pick something fun. Come on. What do we got that's fun? More puppets.
All right.
Amelia, because I love Amelia. She's so
she's very
sweet
emotional. She's very emotional.
She's the emotion I need in my life. I need some emotion.
Ladies.
I'm a cold bit. No.
Stop what you're doing. I have something very important to share. This is Gelato. Everybody say, hi, Gelato. As you can see, Gelato is very teeny tiny. So when he showed up to the vet with a spinal injury and was unable to walk, they realized he was way too small for any of the wheelchairs that they had there. And so the lead vet tech fashioned him his very own set of wheels. 2 Hot Wheels ambulances, very important. Some rulers and zip ties, and just look at him go. Look at how agile. Like, slow down there, Speed Racer. When I was reading about Gelato, it reminded me of the little chihuahua that was born without front legs. That tech fashioned up some wheels for Turbo Roo using a toy airplane that she found in the clinic, which was great, but then the story went viral, and so designer in San Diego was like, we could probably get him something better, and so he 3D printed him a little harness and then put it on a rollerblade. What do you mean? What do you mean? That's how Turbo Roo got around. On a rollerblade. Look at how tiny. Also, side note, this is my girl Polly. She also has a wheelchair. It's not made out of a rollerblade, but she does look so stylish.
I love how invested she is. Amelia.
She has heart. It makes me happy, sad.
I just feel like I know, like, the thing about, go touch grass if you're complaining too much, whatever. I hate, like, that's a thing, that's a discipline tool that the Dem establishment, the neurotannins of the world, use against the left. That said, I do feel like the more we can be with nature and animals and just be in those moments, it's really special because it reminds us also what we're fighting for. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is, hopefully we can all do that still while we do this.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because you can do this longer if you have some balance and some, I mean, you don't have to be joyless.
Right.
The point.
Exactly.
Be pissed.
That's the mission of our show. We are outraged, but we want to find some community and joy in the outrage. Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for your super chat, Mendejo. Musk, Thiel, shattered illusion that billionaires are smart. Absolutely. Yes. And this is one of my favorite. Scratch a Democrat, scratch a liberal, and a fascist bleeds 100%. They've enabled all of it. They are part and parcel of all of it.
Oh, okay. I know we're almost out. Josh wants cats. Sorry. I think we've pupped up people. So let's go with Zero Dude. Some music. And then we'll end.
That's a good. And then we'll come back.
Music. And then we'll come back and end.
Okay.
That is why the man said this revolution will be telepathic. picked up about 50,000 new followers across platforms in the last week or so, and in an effort to expedite the inevitable chunk of them that are going to unfollow me, I'd like to make how I feel about a few issues perfectly fucking clear for the dead from the neck up fuckwits that are going to be in my DMs talking about, I didn't know you were that woke. Unfollow! Please note that this list is not exhaustive, but it does seem to cover the issues that are the most problematic for inbred fucking skid marks. Fuck Donald Trump. I think we need to abolish ICE and send every last one of these masked, needle-dick, fascist fucking shitbags to a jail cell for the rest of their goddamn lives. Trans rights are human rights, and I think they should play in whatever sports they want to. If you disagree, feel free to go sit on a fucking cactus. Abortion is healthcare, and I don't believe in a single limit on it. And by the way, if you believe in legislating bodily autonomy to force people to have children in a world where the guy you support kicks 700,000 children off the snap, I think you are the pinnacle of right-wing, Bible-thumping hypocrisy, and you need to go fuck yourself. There's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. And if they refuse to be separated from their wealth by taxes, they should be separated from their wealth by a fucking guillotine. Free Palestine and the Congo and Sudan and the people of Iran and Lebanon and about 50 other fucking places where genocide, apartheid, and human rights abuses still rear their ugly fucking head in this godforsaken world. You could not pay me to care if someone came here illegally, and I definitely don't want to hear a lecture on the law from people who voted for a rapist fucking felon.
I love it. Either of the rapist fucking felon. Any of the rapist fucking felons. He's awesome.
Amen. And I didn't download it yet, but he did one over Mamdani's speech.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
the one that the Netanyahu coming to
awesome
New York speech. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, we'll have to show that on the next show. We'll have to show that on the next show. Wait, there was a comment here. It's truly cathartic. I will follow dude twice. Wait, what is he called?
Zero dude.
Zero dude. Okay. But it's ZERU, right?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
I think it might be Zero dude, but I'm not entirely sure. Wait, let me see if I can find it here. 1 second. Sometimes. Nope, I already deleted it because of my OCD. Sorry, but I think you wrote ZERU. Okay. Pat gets really angry. What do you mean? He gets so angry. He does get so angry. We all get angry. It's really important to get angry. And wait, I just saw something that. All right, I'm sorry I can't find it right now. Oh, Sunny, yeah. Horrific that this pride parade in Berlin, a car just like crashed into it, and they're saying that it was I don't even know, was he an ISIS actor, was he a Muslim? They were trying to stoke all of those fires, and it's really hard to take any of it seriously because it does feel like the US and Mossad are just constantly setting up these false flags. You cannot have al-Jilani / President Shara of Syria as our new ally, or Saudi Arabia, and take any of the idea of terrorists seriously from the people in power. It's horrific. They will use it somehow against all of us. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Hang in there, NorCal. I think we're all feeling a lot of that. It's hard to find the joy. It really is. I get it. You know
what?
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'm just saying, look, there's community around us. Like, find some local people to do, leftist shit with. Yep. And then your outrage is local, and you can have like a game night and play games, or you can
Absolutely.
have I don't know. That's my solution anyway.
I forgot to report on it. I went to
Ron's party.
Ron's anti-fascist pasta night with my husband and kids. It was outdoors, bring your own chair, bring your own alcohol. Everybody did a lot of all of that. Great comedians, great food, great music, and it was very like low key and beautiful. People coming together. Josh, leave me alone. Do not I already take care of all the duties in our house. I can't do that right now.
I'll send you a kitten. I will send you a kitten.
Thank you.
Josh, don't worry.
Yeah, find your people. Well, Jerry, that's so nice. Have a spare bedroom if anyone's looking for housing and wants to do some healthcare work. Oh, Jerry, that's what I was looking for. Sorry, I'm so discombobulated. Earlier in the chat, Jerry is looking for another healthcare worker. I'm sorry to have to scroll back. I'm not going to be able to find it because of the way this works, but you can scroll back and give a shout out to Jerry. And I do think that, this way of like connecting all of us is really important. Also, a woman named Alyssa, who is a viewer of Punch Up Pod. She drove up from San Diego to meet me because she watches our show. And that was so cool that I just thought that was amazing. Like, what a cool thing to do. It was a 2-hour drive on a Saturday night that she came to just be in community with other people. So I do think that's really important. It was inspiring for me. I need to do more outreach like that in my physical community. So I'm putting that on my list.
Amen. 100%. Unrelated. I don't know. We don't have a plan for it yet, but I want to start thinking about capturing good video or pictures of your own pets. Like, we want to have a contest or something where we capture your, puppets, pets, and we'll do a thing with it.
Yeah.
So get your cameras out and film your cats doing some stupid shit or just being cute or whatever, please. And we'll ask for it later, but get the cameras rolling. That would be cool.
And also, Jason, that's a really good idea. There's so many things that we really should do to Josh, shut up, to just make it easier. I will look into that. We're just, I know we say this all the time. It's so silly, but there's just the two of us doing all the different things. So sometimes I'm like, we're making lists and just trying to do it.
You have time for it. Lila, you got this. You got this.
All right. We love all of you guys. Yes. Videos or photos of pets, either one. Also your sweet squirrels that you are helping recuperate. Anybody.
Don't send them yet. We'll organize it somehow.
Or send them and we'll just keep a file and then we'll get
send them to Lila.
Thank you. Thanks, Honorism. All right. We are going out on, listen, the ICE and data centers are truly galvanizing people across the United States. Tonight we are focusing again on Houston, Texas, where a man who was here illegally was shot and killed. But it's, as we all know, happening all over the place, also in Madison, Wisconsin, and in every part of the country. But people are getting out in force and demanding that this stops, and that is really exciting and necessary in the midst of all this devastation. This is Houston, Texas, protesting ICE, getting people together. We love you guys. Keep punching up. We'll see you in a couple of days. Stay safe out there.
We have decided that amidst the Texas sweltering heat here in Houston, that we will still stand together, stand strong, and march down the street together to demand justice for a fellow Houstonian who is a part of the fabric of this community. I say stand up. As a member of the labor movement, I have seen and I've traveled across this country. When people have had enough in the labor movement, they either stand up or sit down. Everything stops. The bosses, they start to get nervous all of a sudden. Now they want to negotiate. As far as the promises are concerned to shut down ICE, they've been made for over 2 years now. The status quo is not working for us. The same hands that tell us that they're fighting alongside us vote the other way when it matters the most. Sisters, brothers, and siblings, nobody's coming to save us but ourselves. On behalf of working people near and far, if you're union or non-union, I represent and I honor and I serve you all. Because in the labor movement, we need to show that we are a part of the fight. And that's what I'm doing here. I want you to know that when you're on the streets, we need to be on the streets. And this is a call to action to the labor movement itself. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, I said if we don't get it, if we